Do you sometimes feel like a noob when you're creating art? If so, you're in the right place, because today we can complain about it together. So, even though I've been consistently creating art and following this passion for over 10 years now, I still have times where I struggle and I run into problems. As we all know, no one's perfect, that's for sure. So, in today's video, I'd like to talk about the 3 rookie art mistakes that I still make to this day. And hopefully one day I can stop making them. So mistake number 1 is creating only when I feel inspired. So when I started creating art when I was younger, it was something I only did when I felt that I wanted to. At this time, I had many interests. I liked to watch cartoons, play outside, play Super Mario World on my Super Nintendo, and spend time with my friends. But I also found a love for drawing. And I did a lot of drawing when I wasn't doing those other activities I just mentioned. It was something I immersed myself in. And maybe you can relate to this, of course. I would lose track of time while doing it. It became a passion which stuck with me over the years. But even then, it wasn't something I did every single day. I would do it when I felt inspired to create, which it was okay at that time. But now I've realized that I need to create more consistently if I want to get to where I want to be. So it needs to be part of my daily routine, part of my habits. And sometimes I don't feel like doing it. I get into the trap of following my mood rather than just doing it. And one of my favorite quotes is from Rich Roll, and it's mood follows action. I think it's so true. So I've put this quote into action, so to speak, a few times over the years, and it's so true. If I don't feel like painting, but I do it anyway, I almost 100% of the time feel better by the end of the painting. And I feel that inspiration that I'm always waiting to come ends up coming. And inspiration and motivation come in the process of creating. This is something valuable that I've learned, and I'm struggling to put this into practice consistently, however ironic that is. But at least half the battle is won because I know this needs to be done. I just need to do it. The second rookie mistake that I still make is comparing my journey to others. In today's world full of endless social media posts and pictures and scrolling, all this nonsense, right? It's incredibly difficult for me to not to compare myself to other successful artists and their work. I'm sure I'm definitely not alone on this one. You guys, let me know in the comments below, of course. I used to be quite bad at this, and I always compared myself too much. I wondered, why wasn't I successful like them yet? Or why haven't I found a style for my art? I still have some of these thoughts sometimes. The only difference is I just don't care about it as much anymore. I've learned to ignore the thoughts and worry only about myself and my journey. I've learned that everyone is different. Everyone has a different journey to go through, a different path to take. Some people are successful from the very beginning and are able to do their art full-time always. And others can only do art once they retire. And some artists like myself, we do it part-time while struggling to go full-time. It is what it is. That's my journey, and I just have to accept it. And I found one way to limit these thoughts is to just get off of social media. I don't go scrolling for hours looking at other art. I follow less people, and I limit my time. I hardly ever look at social media anymore, like Instagram, stuff like that. I don't scroll. I just create a post, maybe respond to a few people, reply, and then I exit the app. I don't get notifications for any social media. And my life is way more pleasant for it, and because of it. I just have to learn to accept it and focus on what matters in my life. Focus on what I want to create and achieve, and let everyone else do their thing. And I'll create the art that I want to create. So the third rookie mistake that I still make to this day is relying on photo references too much. So lately, most of my recent paintings and sketches are created from photographs. Now, there's nothing wrong with that really, but I feel that sometimes I rely on photos way too much. And the best practice and studies I've done are usually always drawings or paintings from life, something that I'm actually seeing in front of me. I always learn a lot when I'm drawing or painting from what is actually in front of me. So for me, painting from photos all the time kind of becomes boring. I like to get out and find something new to paint or draw. I like to feel the wind, smell the fresh air, really absorb the environment where I'm painting or drawing. There's something about doing this which is way different than just painting or drawing from a photograph. I do find it easier to create from a photograph that I've taken myself from a place that I've been to recently. At least in that scenario, I know what it really looked like when I was there. I can remember some things about the place. I can remember the environment, how it felt. And these things can kind of factor into the art creating process. But when I find a random photo online and use that, it just feels uninspiring most of the time. It's lacking something. It's lacking the intimacy of being there, of knowing that place. So for me, I like to get out, and I feel like I need to do that more often. Do you feel you have any mistakes that you see yourself struggling to correct? I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you found this video helpful. Post down below in the comments, what are some rookie mistakes that you still make and that you're trying to overcome? Love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.